What is up, all my friends? Alien Romulus has now been released, and with this being one of my favorite horror franchises of all time, it only felt right that I should rank every single movie. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Before we do, make sure you smash like. I'm waiting for you to do it, so go ahead, hit the like button, and then subscribe if you're new here, and let's rank. So starting at the bottom of the list, number 9, and yes, I included these, I'm going with Alien vs. Predator Requiem. And I actually quite like the first AVP, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But this second one was just kind of a botch. Something random though that I remembered when I saw this trailer was that Johnny Lewis was in this movie. It's really tragic and sad, but if there are any like true crime junkies out there that don't know his story, you should go look it up because it's pretty crazy. But on to number 8, I am putting Alien 3, and honestly, I've never really been able to tell whether this is just a bad movie or if the clear contrast in quality from Aliens to this is just that drastic. Looking into it, I do know that production was an absolute nightmare. David Fincher, the director, has like completely wrote off this film. He's disowned it, and I don't know. It's a shame because you can see that there was potential here, but it just didn't happen. But then on to number 7, I am putting Alien Resurrection, and you know, not even Ron Perlman and Winona Ryder could save this one, man. I'd say out of all of the main franchise Alien films, this is probably the cheapest feeling. There's a lot of goo and a lot of gore, but that's about it. It's kind of a fun popcorn watch, though, to be honest. You really just don't have to think much when you watch this movie. But anyway, on to number 6, I have Alien vs. Predator. And yes, I quite liked this movie because it's so simple, the premise is so simple, and it delivers. It's just an alien versus a predator with some pretty good characters and an okay plot somehow. And then there are just some awesome, brutal, and gruesome kills, and it's a fun time. I remember the first time I watched this, I was quite a bit younger, obviously, and I was sitting in the theater, a couple guys get killed, and I yelled out, "Double kill." It's like a Halo joke, but the entire theater laughed, and that was a high point in my life. Everything since has been downhill. But then on to number 5, and this is where things get interesting, really. At number 5, I'm putting Alien Covenant. And after rewatching this one recently, I don't know, man. It's actually so dang good. I hated it when it first came out. Like, I absolutely hated it. But time has been so kind to this movie. It's not quite at the level as these top 4 coming up, but I don't know. If you haven't seen Alien Covenant in a while, go back and rewatch it and just see what you think. But then on to my number 4, and I am gonna get some shit for this. My number 4 is Aliens. And I know, James Cameron is amazing, and I'm wrong, and blah, 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 blah. But for me, I like the horror in this franchise so much more than the action. And Aliens is an awesome action movie with some horror. It's just more leaning towards that action vibe. And it's beautifully made, and it's always a good watch, but it's not my favorite, and it never has been. And now on to number 3, and I've only had a tiny bit of time to think about this, but I think Alien Romulus would have to be my number 3. This was a blend of all the things I love in this franchise. I'm so happy that it exists now, and I'm so looking forward to the future, but there were just a couple of issues that come along with it, and it's just kind of nitpicky stuff, but it still doesn't push it to the top, you know what I mean? That kind of holds it back for me. But now, and we're getting there, aren't we? We're getting there. On to number 2. My number 2 is Alien, the original Alien. And this film is just amazing. It really is. Every single time. Every rewatch, there's always something new to enjoy and pick out. And also, with the expansion of this universe, especially now after Romulus, we're continually viewing this film in a different light. And that rocks. Franchises rock, man. It's just so cool and unique that you can make this movie that we've all seen 100 times, but now we can go back and we can just watch it in a different way. I just find that so cool and interesting. But with all that being said, time to get to number 1. My number 1 in the Alien franchise is Prometheus. And you want to know why? It's not just that this is a beautifully shot film with a top-notch cast and an incredible score, I might add. The reason it's number 1 is because of David. Michael Fassbender, man. David in this film is everything eerie about synthetics and like the possibility of artificial intelligence. You know, Ash has that in Alien, but it's further examined in this in Covenant, and I find his performance performance so incredible. And the more I think about it, the more I want to watch it again. Like, it keeps me coming back. And then you add to that the amount of just like universe building, like canon exposition that this film provides with the architects and then like the unidentified life forms, and it does all of that without a xenomorph for like practically the whole thing. And I didn't like it at first because of that. I wanted something more like what Romulus is. But now I appreciate the hell out of this movie, man. And when thinking about this list, I couldn't put it anywhere other than the top. So yeah, that is my rank. Be sure to put your rank down in the comments. What is your top 3? Let me know down below. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, and keep up the good vibes, my friends. Peace!